I'm Gina Mizell here with Connor Letourneau, where on Wednesday, Oregon State introduced new athletic director Todd Stansbury. He replaces Bob DeCarolis, who is officially stepping down next week on June 30th. And we sat through his formal press conference, which was a lot of excited people in this room, and then we actually just had the chance to kind of sit, I guess, one-on-two, not one-on-one, with Stansbury. But just what are your first impressions of the hire and just getting a chance to meet him for the first time?
Well, everything that I thought just from reading his resume and talking to people at Oregon State ended up holding true, I think, today, which is that he's a really good fit and a really nice choice for Oregon State for a lot of reasons. Mainly, he has such strong ties here. Obviously, he was here for 9 years as an assistant at AD. But more than that, he really maintained those relationships. He said that he talked daily still talked daily with people from Oregon State while he was at UCF. His wife told me that they had planned to retire in Corvallis or at least get a summer home here. So he had a real admiration for this place. He understands what it's about. Corvallis is unique in a lot of ways in that it is the only pony in town, the only show in town. So this is, I think it makes a lot of sense on a lot of levels.
Yeah, and talking to members of the search committee, which were on hand today, it sounds like he was the unanimous choice that they went through. First, about 36 candidates as far as serious contenders came through. They interviewed 6 finalists of varying backgrounds, and Marianne Vidra, one of the search committee members, said as soon as Stansbury left the room, they thought that he would be the guy, and they sort of had to reset themselves because interviews weren't done for the day yet. But a clear choice, it sounds like, on both ends, and like you said, he kind of brings a fresh perspective because now he's been an athletic director for 3 years at Central Florida, but also has that familiarity with Corvallis and still has a relationship with Bob DeCarolis even.
Mm-hmm. And he did talk about how leaving UCF was difficult because he had some projects that he was really, really excited about going on there, and it sounded like OSU would be one of the only places that he would have left that opportunity for. So, you know, he kind of had to interview for the job, but they were interviewing as well.
Yeah, and he talks about how timing is rarely good as far as wanting to make, the stars rarely align where you're at the perfect spot to make a next jump, but he said he's kind of coming home, so to speak, even though Toronto is his actual home. Some Canadian accent slipped in there a couple of times while talking to him. He's back in the place where he's worked the longest.
And he said that Corvallis actually reminds him of Toronto a little bit, just in terms of the greenery and how clean it is and how nice everyone is. So, you know, it's pretty far from home, but there's some similarities.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Marianne Vidra does take over as interim athletic director for the month of July, but Todd Stansbury then it's his job on August 1st. So we will, of course, be bringing tons of coverage both today and in the future. You're going to work on a bigger story about Stansbury's background. He's got a pretty interesting story that I think people are going to be really excited to read. But for now, that's all we've got. So for Connor Letourneau, I'm Gina Mizell. We will catch you next time.